everybody? It's your boy AlexisMaurice and my co-host, Mr.
Trei Hollywood, y'all.
And welcome to a new episode of the Why Not? The last time you saw us together, well, the last time you saw us, we were together in Charlotte, and now we're back in our prospective places. I'm in Atlanta, and he's still in Charlotte, North Carolina. So go ahead and pour yourself a glass of wine, have a chair, because we are about to discuss some of the latest hot topics. Okay? Yeah. Now, before we take our first sip, I'm pouring my wine. Go ahead and like this video, please, on YouTube. Make sure that you share it on all of your social media platforms. Make sure that you comment during this video and let us know what you're thinking, what your thoughts, if you agree or disagree. And make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel as well, too. Okay?
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
So let's go ahead and take our first sip, Trei.
Cheers.
Yeah, child, Trei done moved again to another spot in Charlotte. It's not the high rise. We're not on the 50th floor anymore. We down in the lower level slumming with the regular people now.
Like, no, I had to get out of that location. I wanted to separate, some things. And
separate work and life.
Work-life balance. Listen, if y'all don't hear me say nothing else, I want y'all to hear me say this. Always have a work-life balance.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Separate.
I am a proponent. I am an advocate of people having work-life balance. It is so important. You have no life and everything is work. It's a mess. It can be stressed, but when everything is life and no work, bitch, you broke, you ain't got no place to stay, you got air mattresses, you know, everything just ain't working out. So make sure that you have a very healthy work-life balance, please. Someone who was drifted on to the unknown is Mr. Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry was the star of Friends. He played the character Chandler. We found out, child, they found him down in his pool, dead. He was in a body of water and they found him floating. So we're gonna raise our glass to Mr. Matthew Perry. Trei, did you watch Friends a lot?
Oh, I didn't. That was one of the shows that I really wasn't engulfed in growing up. During the time of Friends, for me, I was watching like Martin and Moesha,
Living Single,
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I wasn't watching Friends. I think the whitest show that I probably was watching at that time might have been Mad About Us. No, was it Mad About Us?
Mad About You.
Mad About You. Yes,
right.
Mad About You. Did that guy end up being like a molester or something? The dad?
No,
that was what was that guy? He was the father in the show. He ended up being like a molester, of kids or whatever. What show was that? It was a Full House.
Seventh Heaven?
Seventh Heaven. That's it. That's it right there. I was watching that too. Me and my mom used to watch that together.
I used to watch that show. I knew of Seventh Heaven. It was just too cookie cutter for me. Everything was just too perfect. And I didn't watch Friends when it was actually on the air like you. I kind of watched a lot of like black sitcoms and things. I have watched Friends since it's been in syndication. Matthew Perry actually came out with a memoir earlier. I think it was either early this year or last year, where he kind of talked about some of the struggles that he had with alcoholism and things of that particular nature. So it's so sad to hear that he lost his life. As of right now, from what we heard, there is no drugs involved with it. But as we know, he's had an issue, with drugs and alcohol. Matter of fact, I think he had so much where his colon ruptured or bust or something like that at one particular point in time. I'm like, child, I don't want to do them kind of drugs that make my damn colon pop and bust.
Shit, I need that. I need that.
Honey.
That's even why I go sparingly with my drinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, some stuff you gotta be sparing out. Also flush it out with water.
You mean you douche?
No, baby. No. I'll flush my system out with water. Okay.
Do you douche though? Do you clean
I flush my system out with water from alcohol and things like that. Okay?
Yeah, but what about the other part of your system where there's waste and things of that nature? Do you douche when you were, needed to clean and flush out for when you have, something that enters that's meant to exit?
No, Marie. No.
When you tap into your inner bottom and you say, you know what, I got an itch that just needs to be scratched.
I'm going to leave that for you. Cheers. Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Speaking of memoirs, so we know that Matthew Perry shared his memoir. Now we got everybody else spilling the beans, spilling the tea, telling all of their business, child. Who they slept with, when they slept with them, and all that good stuff like that. We got Kerry Washington, had her memoir that's called Thicker Than Water, Well, she revealed that she found out recently that the man who she thought all of these years was her father actually was not her biological father. Her parents went through some type of infertility issues, so there was a donor. She's in the process of finding out who her father is. You got John Stamos, Uncle Jesse from Full House, told us that he had a girlfriend, but one day he walked home and found his girlfriend in the bed with Tony Danza. And y'all remember who Tony Danza is? He was the daddy on Who's the Boss. That was quite interesting. Then we got Britney Spears, but we're going to get to Britney Spears in a minute. We're going to first start off with goddamn Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett-Smith has basically told us everything. Now, all of these years, we have thought, Trey, get ready. All of these years, we thought that Jada and Will Smith had the most perfect marriage in the world. You didn't hear no scandal about them. You didn't hear no foolishness. Within the last year or two, we started, hearing some things. Now, we had heard once that, they kind of got down with the
swingers. They were swinging.
They swing. There was always been rumors about that. There have also been some, gay rumors when it comes to Will Smith as well, too. At one point, they said that he was kind of sleeping with Tisha Campbell's ex-husband, Dwayne Martin. Or whatever. So there was some rumors out there about that. Then we found out that Jada ass was having an entanglement with August Alsina, which apparently was her son's friend. I didn't know that him and Jaden was friends. Did you know that?
I mean, they're about around the same age, so it kind of makes sense. But I think that's how they try to make it seem like they were friends, and that's why he was around. But they were kind of like people who encouraged him and motivated him. They were somebody who was trying to help him be a better person.
Yeah, but that's what they was telling us. But what was really happening is that she was sleeping with his ass around the corner in the other side of the mansion, okay? So the name of her memoir is called Worthy. Now, what we found out was shocking. And I wanted to talk about this because I know that Trey's favorite actor is Will Smith. So I wanted to get his perspective as, okay, I'm a fan of Will Smith. At one point, I was a fan of their marriage and their union, but now Jada has been going around saying these things. First of all, Jada told us that her and Will have been living separate lives since 2016, meaning they live in the same house, they're not divorced, but she do her thing and he do his thing. But no paperwork, they're still married. They was just living completely separate lives until the Oscar slap that was heard around the world when he slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. Not only were they living separate lives, but she also said that Chris Rock once asked her out on a date when he thought that Jada and Will were not together, which is probably the reason that Will probably slapped the shit out of Chris. Now thinking about it, put yourself in Will Smith's shoes. This man approached your wife because he thought that the two of you guys were separating because of what was said in the tabloids. And then he approached your wife and said, can I take you out on a date? So in my mind, if I was Will Smith, I'm going to always have that in the back of my head. Not the top of my head, but the back of my head. So that when I see your ass again, I can address it. And I think maybe the first time that he saw Chris was at the Oscars, and then he made that comment about his wife. She also said that she had thoughts of suicide and that her kids would be better off without her up until her son, Jaden, introduced her to a psychedelic, which is, oh God, here we go. Ayahuasca.
I washed my ass.
Ayahuasca, which I really want to try. And she also said that she sold crack in the early 90s, child, because she wanted financial freedom from her man that she was dating at that particular time. And then there's Tupac. Now, we all know Jada and Tupac had some special relationship, but basically Jada said that Tupac was her soulmate. It just never worked out romantically between the two of them. She told us that he had alopecia. She told us that he proposed to her. Jada just telling all their business, child. Trey, when Jada was telling us every line in her book without letting the people go buy the book, what was your thinking? What was your first reaction to all of this?
I mean, we really don't need to necessarily buy the shit. Because at this point, she told us all the things that we would care to hear about. But one of the things that I kind of was like thinking, like, she shouldn't really be speaking on Tupac because he's not really here to defend himself or speak on if any of this is factual. So she's basically saying that, he had alopecia. Woman, why do we need to know that? He proposed to you.
While he was in jail.
While he was in jail.
Allegedly, Tupac was always romantically interested in Jada, but according to Jada, it just never really worked out.
I think that there's a cause and there's an effect. I think that all of this is an effect that she didn't die and set it off. If her character would have died and set it off, she would have had a little more common sense. But Queen Latifah should have survived or something like that. You realize everybody who died in that movie got some common sense. Biblical. Kimberly Elise. Jada up here being knuckles upside the head, don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I don't really think we necessarily need to buy the book because everything that she actually has said, everything that she's actually put into these interviews and stuff, he's telling us the whole book. You're not even giving us the little pieces. Jada, for me, she's been an individual who's upset me for the past couple of years because, like you said, Will Smith is my favorite actor. I'm gonna stand by Will. I'm gonna stand by him like he's my man.
That's my man.
I'm gonna stand by Will.
This is your man.
Yes. That's mine. And that's
no matter what he do, if he slap Chris Rock again, if he slap Chris Tucker, I don't care. I'm gonna stand by him.
The part that I was kind of stuck on is the fact that they have not been together technically since 2016. Now, it ain't none of our business. Don't get me wrong, it's none of our business what happened in the people's house, because their house is bigger than mine, they make more money than mine. These are rich people problems.
Mind your business, that's all. Mind your business.
Right.
But the fact that Jada and Will kind of were parading around, leading Black America and leading America to think that they were together all of this time. The fact that Jada has this Red Table Talk show, but she called herself calling people to the table to talk about accountability and things of that nature. I just kind of feel like they played in our face just a little bit.
No. So this is my take.
This
is my take on it. This is my take. So it's none of our business.
Mind your business.
It's none of our business to know what's going on in their household, right? We don't know that Tiana Taylor and Iman were separated.
Mind your business.
We don't know what goes on in Beyonce and Jay-Z home.
Mind your business.
Barack Obama and Michelle Obama.
Mind your business.
And we don't know. To us, it looked good, right, on paper. But we don't know what's going on inside their home.
Mind your business.
So for us, it's not their responsibility really to tell us, hey, we're not together. If we're still going to...
It's a little net in here. I still didn't get it either. Damn. Go ahead.
So if they're going to go to events and gatherings and still be in each other's arms and, interview and all this kind of stuff, that's just what they're going to do. They're still best friends. They still love one another.
Mind your business.
Like, even at Jada's release of her book, Will was there. He celebrated her. That's just the type of man he is. Y'all need to be thinking that y'all need to want to have a man like that, even though you dragging me through the mud. I'm still going to be here. No. Let me finish.
She is making Will out to be a fool. Now, and let me say this too. Like, we're surprised to hear all of this stuff. But you best believe Will knew what was going to be printed in that woman's memoir. Like she said, they've been doing the work. But I still don't like the fact of how she's making Will, this man, look.
So what is
stuff she ain't had to tell us.
So what is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to change? No.
I know it's her story, Trey, and I know it's her experiences, and she has the right to share it. You can't do that at the expense of your man, the man that you call yourself loving. You may not be in love with him, but you love him, and y'all have an agreement. How would you make that man look stupid? You continue to make him look like this weak-ass nigga, and I didn't like that. I don't like that, Trey.
Willie from Philly. He ain't no weak-ass nigga. We know that. We know that he's not. But that's why he's strong and he's standing by her. No matter all this and whatever she's done, this is the type of person that Will Smith's mother has raised. Stand by your family. Stand by your woman. No matter what y'all go through, death do us part.
That's mine. I'm going to stick beside him.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I have a question for you. Do you believe in unconditional love? You love them regardless of what they may have said or done, that you will actually show up for that person? Because it sounds like this is unconditional love. It sounds like Will is going to always be there. It don't sound like he told us. He's going to always be there. He's going to always support her. He's going to love her. He's going to always show up for her. Do you believe in that?
Maurice, I still love my first love. Him and I are not together. Let me finish. Him and I are not together. But right now, if I needed to show up for him, I would show up for him. Even though he, would piss me off or whatever the case may be, I'm still going to show up for him because, at a point in my life, he showed me real love. He showed me how important I was. I was able to be there with his family. He was able to be there with my family. Those times, even after we broke up, he had a car accident. I was there. His family members passed away who I was close with. I was there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a point where you got to make sure that you separate whatever the emotion of being hurt by their actions based on what you actually care about and love for them. So yes, I do believe in unconditional love because I have unconditional love for people that I love, and I'll be there for them no matter what they've done to me in the past.
Even the gym, and we've talked about this on the show before, but Trei has, I guess, been involved in some domestic violence situations or whatever through the years. Would you show up for that ex too?
No, because I didn't love him. I don't even know where he is. You
didn't love him?
No. And I don't even know where he is, honestly. I mean,
but he call you right now and say, Trei.
How he gonna call me?
People can find out. Don't act like they can't find you out, honey.
Oh no, I'm gonna say this because I don't have unconditional love for him because I wasn't in love with him the way I was with my first love. This person was actually before my first love. So no, I would not show up for him. Like my first, he showed me a lot of things about myself. Even though we dated when I was younger, things that we've been through helped me grow to who I am. The mistakes that I would make, I've known that I shouldn't do from being with him.
Do you still keep in contact with him?
Who?
Your first love?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, we're friends.
You never thought about maybe going, circling the block, before?
Is that what y'all call it these days? Circling the block?
Y'all call it girl.
Y'all young folks call it circling the block.
One, have you thought about circling the block with him? And two, would you circle the block with him?
If I thought about it, yeah. I'm not like recent years.
Uh-huh.
Would I? It had to be a big, deep conversation because I feel like when we were together, well, I don't feel like, I know we were together, we were younger. And I feel like I was his first, he was my first. And I feel like we allowed other things to separate us.
Outside influences?
Yes, on both ends.
That's what Tyrese's ex-wife is now saying that too, that maybe she should not have allowed, or there were other people in her ear that basically, contributed to why she did what she did. But we'll get into that another episode. But go ahead.
Yes. But yeah, that would be my answer to your question. Would I and have I thought about it? Yeah, I have. I mean, even I think the last time that we've ever even messed around probably was 20. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to think about the year. Not even like 2018 or 19 or something like that.
Didn't you have a boyfriend during that time?
Did not. No, I did not. Stop playing.
I think you lied because 2018, 2019. Where were you at that time? You
living my best life,
weren't you?
I was here. I was in Charlotte. I moved from Atlanta in 2016. And I had one at the end of 2016. 2017. Yeah, I got it. Trust me. I don't. Ain't no double dipping. Who? My first?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
When the last time you saw him?
Probably like this September.
Oh, so you've seen him since you've been home?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not like personally. I've seen him out.
Oh. Y'all didn't speak to each other when you saw him out?
Yeah, we hugged. We saw each other.
Oh, maybe you should circle the block. Oh. So let me ask you another question, because you kind of mentioned this before.
Okay.
The fact that Jada talks about Tupac now, and she's sharing those things. How do you feel about a person spilling a person's tea now that person is dead? Because Patti LaBelle had basically kind of confirmed what everybody had already knew about Luther Vandross.
Right.
She was on Watch What Happens Live. She basically confirmed to the world that he was, he's one of the girls.
Did he struggle with the idea of coming out publicly?
We talked about it. It was basically he did not want his mother to be, although she might have known, but he wasn't going to come out and say this to the world. And he had a lot of lady fans, and he told me that he just didn't want to upset the world.
Why do people do that?
How you doing? He was one of the girls. But how do you feel about people talking about stuff like that once a person is dead? Do you think it's right? I mean, should it matter because the person is basically gone?
Yeah, it matters.
It doesn't matter that you start spilling their tea or sharing things about them.
Why is that your place? And why you decide to want to spill it when they're not gone? If they didn't spill it when they was here, it ain't your place to spill it when they're gone. I think it just shows the character of who you are and what you believe in. When you start spilling other people's business when they're gone and they're trying to rest in peace or rest And you over here talking about, yeah, you know, Trey used to be, you know, a dope dealer. Like he used to sell his shit on the corner. Like I didn't tell people that when I was here.
Yeah.
So Maurice, why are you over here telling people my business that you knew about me while I was here? No, I think it's wrong. I don't think I think it speaks to their character.
Not only just in like relationships or whatever, but I think it happens in friendships a lot of times too. When people decide that they don't want to be friends or they have a falling out, and then you get to going out there and spreading everybody, you know, that person's business. I think that's fucked up. Whatever happened in your relationship, whether it's a friendship or whether it's, you know, you were intimate with one another, keep that between you. It's not your place to tell the world for you to share that information. But Jada has said that they are committed to getting back to a place. They both really haven't said that they are together, but they are doing the work, the hard work, the heavy lifting to get back to a place of where they used to be, but you know, it being something new. So let's just go back. Let's just erase our memories and go back to the place where we knew Will and Jada was like that power couple, that couple goals that everyone, you know, strive to be. Is Britney Spears. Now she also had a memoir that's come out that's called The Woman in Me. Britney Spears has spilled this tea. She said, one, that she was once pregnant by Justin Timberlake or whatever from NSYNC, but they made a decision to have an abortion and she felt pressured by Justin Timberlake to have that abortion. She also said that Justin tried very, very hard to fit in with Black people and said that JT would basically fake like a black scent. Yo, for shizzle my nizzle. So she specifically talked about this one time. They ran into Genuine and like he went into the whole black scent, trying to be hip and cool. She also said that infamous time when she shaved her hair because she had got tired of people telling her what she should and should not do with her life. What did you think about the bombshells that she shared when it came to Justin Timberlake? She felt pressured to have an abortion.
I'm thinking about cutting my hair bald too, because I'm sick of people trying to tell me what to do in my life.
Child, well, you almost there. You about bald. I'm just saying. You about bald.
Wow.
You about there.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You know, I don't actually think that this is bullshit. I believe what Britney has to say. I never really trusted Justin Timberlake. He always gave me those kind of like, no, I want to be Black. I feel like I should be in the crowd, you know, type person. And then when he put the whole stunt with Janet Jackson, it was like I just wrote him off. You know, I just never really can fuck with him, except for, you know, back when he was in sync. I mean, he had some songs like Gone and, you know, all this other stuff. But I never really fuck with him like that. And I don't just believe Whitney because I don't fuck with him like that. But I can see what she's saying and I can see it. You know, you can look at somebody and be like, you know what?
I feel like that could be true. I have felt the same way about Justin. There's just been something about him. I love his music. I really, really do. That's partly because of Timberland. It's just something about him that I just can't rock with. You know, he's not authentic. It's fake. I don't know. I just never really rocked with JT like that. There's something about what she said, him pressuring her to have an abortion because they were basically teen stars and they didn't want to ruin their image, you know, their brand and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that happens a lot with a lot of people in Hollywood. Nothing that she said really surprised me about him. Allegedly, he was actually going to be setting himself up for like this huge comeback. Right. And now he's allegedly second guessing some of that stuff because of the things that have come out about him from Britney's memoir. But I would say this about Britney.
Okay.
All y'all people was sitting out here talking about free Britney, all of this stuff like that. And I will say this, when it came down to the bigger picture, I kind of understood where people were coming from when it comes to Britney. Because she was in that conservatorship. But as we see, some people might be upset with me for saying this, but I see why her ass was in a conservatorship because she don't seem very well to me, y'all. Y'all were talking about free Britney. Y'all was down to the courthouse protesting with the people and said it was wrong, and maybe the conservatorship was wrong. But now I kind of see why her daddy may have had her in the conservatorship. Now, they pumped her ass up with them drugs, lithium and stuff, which is probably contributing to why she is. But this girl is dancing with knives. She's half naked dancing. She always got these bags up under her eyes. She looked like she been up all night long. Her eyes look black. She is not well. She just does not look well. And I'm no doctor. I am no psychologist or psychiatrist. But it just seems like a couple of the marbles aren't in full rotation in her head.
So,
Free Britney looks like, it sounds like she might need to be in a situation where people are overlooking her, ensuring that her well-being is okay. Like, she just don't look healthy to me. And I blame on y'all that y'all was talking about Free Britney shit.
Oh, so you blame us? No, I don't.
Yes.
I think that part of where she is now is because of that conservatorship. I don't feel like it protected her from whatever she was going through. So I get what you're saying, but I can't agree. Everything her dad did to her, I feel like that's where she's at while she is the way she is mentally. It's kind of,
and you're right. I think what she went through contributed to where she is now. But it's almost, to me, it's almost one of the things like, well, yeah, she was done wrong. But at the same time, maybe she is a danger to herself. They need to be surrounded by people who really love and care for them. And maybe her father does. Just the way he went about it, it just wasn't right. It just wasn't.
He just wanted her money. He wanted her money. He knew she was a pop star.
Yeah.
She was a gold mine.
Yeah.
And he wanted her money.
I'm not speaking this over her life or nothing like that, but I just hope and pray that Britney doesn't end up like a Matthew Perry. As of right now, we know she's not on drugs and she's not an alcoholic. It would be a real tragedy for her.
Maurice, you don't never dance in your apartment with knives.
No,
I do it every once in a while. I do it. It's fun.
Well,
you should try it.
I guess maybe we need to put your ass up on a conservatorship too. You need somebody to watch over you. That's what it sounds like. And if I need to be put in charge or get Tara or whomever, we need to get somebody over you and your account and your estate. You dancing with knives and stuff, girl.
It is fun.
No, there's nothing fun about that. We're going to set you up for evaluation after this episode here.
No, let's evaluate Dwight Howard. Let's evaluate him. Because, baby, let me tell you.
Let me go ahead and pour me another glass of wine, honey.
That's who we need to evaluate. Because you know what? One thing I don't understand about the gays who get a celebrity to be messing around with them, why they feel like they got to come out and leak stuff. Baby, if you with me and we rocking, I ain't about to leak nothing. Because I don't want nobody else to have what I got going on. Maurice, please tell them what's going on with Mr. Howard.
Dwight Howard, NBA superstar. During the summer, there was a young man who filed a lawsuit against Dwight Howard. He's accused Howard of assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress and false imprisonment.
Dramatic.
So, for years, there have been rumors out there about Dwight Howard, basically saying that he likes boys and the girls, honey. There was really no proof. This particular person has now filed a lawsuit. He basically said that he met Dwight down in the DMs on Instagram. They exchanged pleasantries turned into nasty text messages, which turned into exchanging of videos and pictures. And Dwight was basically like, you want to come to the crib? Come on over. Old boy was like, well, yeah, I'm going to come on over. I don't have no problem with it. They were sexting. So if you sexting with somebody and somebody invites you over to their house, I'm sorry, regardless of what you try to say, you know what's up. Dwight apparently sent him an Uber. He got down to the house. They was, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Let me just say something real quick. Don't ever sex with me or send these innuendos, of stuff. And then you get there and then you ain't about that life. Like, that would just be the most annoying thing.
So what? What you mean not about that life? They're not about to put out?
Yeah, because if we've been sending videos and pictures this whole time for 2 weeks or even for 2 days, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Or even an hour, bitch.
Right, and then you come over. Right.
You know what's up.
Exactly. So when you get over there to the place and we was doing all this exchanging, don't get there and act like you don't know what we're about to do, especially if it's after 9:00 p.m.
So this young man allegedly, said that, well, it's not allegedly because this is in the court documents, but we're going to say allegedly just to cover our ass. He said that he went over to the house and he was good. He wanted to rap and hang out with Dwight. But all of a sudden, imagine me, I'm 6'2". My big ass come walking through the door with some heels and a wig, bitch. And a full beard. And that's what he said happened. A trans woman, or who we think is a trans woman, walked in and they was ready to get down with the get down. So they got to the get down. It was a little bit of touching and rubbing and sucking. No penetration.
I'm addicted to kissing and touching.
And allegedly, the young man felt some type of way. He did not want to engage in the sexual threesome that they had, but he felt pressure that if he would have gotten up, they would have forced him to stay. So he made the decision to just stay to go along with it. Turn around and file a lawsuit against Dwight Howard. So court documents have come out now. And he basically, admitted to the fact that yes, I did, invite this young man over. Yes, we did have some type of, sexual activities or oral transactions. as Trina Braxton likes to say. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to say that I raped you or that I sexually assaulted you or that I forced you to stay in the house. Trey, what did you think about all of this?
So for someone who has been forced to have sex, I don't like the
Girl,
whole...
you had everything bad happen to you.
It was by that same individual.
You'd have been forced to have sex.
It was the same individual.
You'd have been cheated on. Girl, everything bad just be happening to you.
It was by that same individual.
Oh my God.
But the sex didn't happen. So I just want to put it out there that it didn't happen. I found a way to escape the situation. But it was like a force. Like, you should do it. We should do it. Like, it needs to happen. It should happen. For someone who been through that, and then to think of someone actually going for that, that's my sympathy for that. But I feel like I said before, maybe he may have thought that, he was going there and he's only going to be dealing with Dwight, and then he got there and it's a whole situation. Right?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So you weren't prepared to be in a whole threesome situation, and like Dwight said, you might have not, been forced, but to him it feels forced because you didn't communicate to him that it was going to be two people.
Well, that's not true, because Dwight said he told him it was going to be another person there,
and he was down for it.
Yes, he had a friend that was going to be here, and then when you got there, maybe it's the fact that the person walked out with a wig on or whatever.
Right, that's what I was about to say.
I don't know, maybe that's the problem.
That might be the problem.
Someone that asked me to put on a wig before.
Oh, tell me more. Did you put it on?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why not? Why didn't you put it on?
No, because I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not finna open this door.
Go ahead. Why are you putting it on? You be having me open the door. You be having me open the window, the screen door, the roof.
I promise you, I cannot tell you on camera. I will tell you off camera.
I always want me to tell my shit on camera, but he don't know what to do.
But this person wanted me to put a wig on. I ain't want to mess with you with a wig on. Now, to be honest with you, I probably would have fucked with you, if you just wanted me. But if you wanted me with a wig, it's not happening. It's not happening. But
he might have just liked guys with beards and wigs.
Yeah, but I'm not a dude with a wig. I'm not a chick. I'm not that. I'm a boy. Okay, I am a boy. I'm a man. I may be, mother. So let me tell you what happened one time. Right? I used to work out of the country, and my cousin, JT mama, my auntie, had a 50th birthday party or 60th birthday party. But my whole family was there because I wasn't there because I was working out of the country. So at the time, JT was dating somebody, and that somebody met
who that somebody was?
Huh?
Who that somebody was?
That's not important. But JT was dating somebody at the time. And so
I was just trying to put the time frame together.
This person, so this had to be between 2014 and 2016, because that's when I used to work out in the country. So JT's friend met my mother. So my mother was there. And at the time, I think my brother, my sister, my cousin, like all of them were around. So my mom was like, well, who are you? And so apparently JT's friend was very drunk. He said, I'm JT's man. And he said, and who are you? And so I said, well, I'm Maurice's mother. And so he said, oh, I know Maurice. I love Maurice. He's the mother of all the gays. My friend said my mama's eyes got so big, and she was like, oh, like said he was drunk. And so my friend ran off. Go get JT. Like, JT, come over here. But I'm sorry. It was just, I was just thinking about that.
Mother of all the gays.
Said Maurice is the mother of all the gays. I beg your pardon, say what?
Now your mother was like,
right.
Not my child.
I didn't know what was going on, child.
Your mama didn't know?
No.
Okay.
Don't play with me, Trey. I feel bad for Dwight. And the reason I feel bad for Dwight, because at the end of the day, in the beginning of the morning, in the middle of the afternoon, he's right. What he does in his bedroom is his business.
Mind your business.
Who he does it with, that is his business.
Mind your business.
I feel bad for him, though, is because no one ever wants to be forced to have to come out to people. Dwight, I'm pretty sure, makes people sign NDAs. So if you feel like you're doing something in the privacy of your own home, it should stay that way, regardless if you're a celebrity or you're just a regular, Joe, just like me and Trey. But no one should really be forced to come out, regardless of what activities they engage themselves in, regardless if he goes to sex parties, which has been said that he does. If that's his business, that's what he wanted to do. It's already tough for black men to even come out as gay or deal with the whole sexuality thing. So I think it's kind of fucked up that you are, I ain't gonna say that the person is trying to expose, because in their mind, this is their story, this is their experience. But it's fucked up that this man feels like he has to address this stuff. It's not right. I just feel it's not right.
No, you agree.
And I just hope that, if and when he is ready to share with the world that, yes, I do like men and women, and not that he's obligated to do it. But, if he is, hopefully he'll get to a place where he feels comfortable enough to share that and express that with everybody.
At one point, I think he said that he is just a freaky or whatever. So, I mean, necessarily his claim, he's not into men. He just like to do freaky shit.
He's a freak. He's a nasty.
He sounds like, he's like an oral top.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Wind Up. We appreciate you. Thanks for rocking with us. Make sure, again, that you like this video, that you share this video on social media. We will see you next time.
You are enough.
You are good enough. Bye.